Oh, here we go.
Tits.
Hi everyone, welcome back to the SugarTits channel. Now you know over here we love to have a look at crazy feminists. And I tell you what, it doesn't get more crazy than this. An Australian woman has doused her so-called friend in 5 litres of petrol and set him alight for making what she felt was a misogynistic comment.
A 24-year-old woman who doused her friend in petrol and set him alight on the Victorian border has been sentenced to 7 years jail.
That's right, boys. So next time you're manspreading on the train or feel like mansplaining to a woman, just remember you might get lit on fucking fire. Is that singed testicles I smell? Goodness gracious, great balls of fire. Can you imagine? Is that where we've come? Is this where feminism has pushed bitches to? Resorting to violence of the extreme over a joke? Imagine being that weak of a bitch that you can't take a joke. I mean, you've got a cop over here where I live threatening to be cancelled because he posted on Facebook some comment about sandwiches not being made due to absent women or some shit like that. I mean, this is getting ridiculous. We've actually come to the stage where bitches don't mind burning a bugger for misogyny. But fear not, everyone, justice has been served. And rightly so. What's even more unbelievable than the act itself is that a judge gave her 7 years in jail, with 4 years until any chance of parole.
We won.
And oh, you know this chick's team pushed hard for the victim defense. Oh, he was antagonizing her. He was being sexist towards women. She's just a poor little woman who was pushed to the edge. Bullshit. Jail, bitch. Jail. Ha 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 ha. So what exactly is the story behind this? Well, you see, this chick, Corby Jean Walpole, 24, claims she was suffering from depression and substance abuse. Okay, maybe the substance abuse shit explains lighting someone the fuck on fire. I wouldn't say being drunk as shit explains this away. Maybe some hallucinogenic like shrooms or acid, and she saw some great big fucking hulking alien that wanted to grape her, misogynistically. But you can't blame being depressed when it comes to pouring a shitload of petrol over the top of someone's head and lighting the match that sets them ablaze. Miss Walpole pleaded guilty to 1 charge of burning or maiming by using corrosive fluid. Her victim, and can we just take a moment here to appreciate this dude's name, Jake Loader. Jake Loader, Mr. Loader, got set on fire for blokey sexist remarks. I mean, I'm not laughing at the fact that he got lit on fire. It's just that name. It's perfect. Jake Loader was found with life-threatening burns at a southern New South Wales home in How Long on January 7th last year. In How Long? Jake Loader from How Long? How long's your misogynistic schlong, Jake? Poor bastard. I think the really fucked up thing about this is that these two were lifelong best friends. They'd gone to school with each other. They knew each other for a long, long time. I mean, what kind of warped shit has feminism done to your brain that would make you set a lifelong friend on fire? So apparently, Mr. Loader and Miss Walpole had been partying in How Long with their friends and returned to her backyard about 5 a.m. to keep drinking. Most of the group was heavily intoxicated and Walpole had consumed cocaine. I don't care if you've consumed more cocaine than Rick James, bitch.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
Do not set people on fire. She described him as being antagonistic towards her throughout the night, trying to wrestle her and wake her sleeping boyfriend. So what? Oh no, he tried to wake your boyfriend. Her anger then flared when Mr. Loader told her she should stay in the kitchen making scones where she belonged and not to go drinking with the boys. Ooh, that must have really ruffled your tit feathers. Hey bitch. That is like one of the most basic sexist jokes out there. To take that much offense to being told to make a fucking sandwich or stay in the kitchen is ridiculous. You need to grow some tough skin, love, and I'm sure you will in jail. You should have just kept your cool about being told you belong in a kitchen amongst all the food, because now you'll belong in jail amongst all the food, preparing and eating fish taco every night. So Mr. Mr. Loader had just laid the misogynistic smackdown on this bitch, and here's what she did. She got up, left the table where they were drinking to collect a 5-litre container of petrol from her garage and poured it all over Mr. Loader's fucking head before antagonizing him by waving her lighter around to scare the shit out of him. Mr. Loader dared a bitch to have a pair of balls and do it. Probably shouldn't have done that, because with zero fucks given, she tossed that lighter right at him and set him on fire. Jesus. Heavy price to pay for a misogynistic comment, don't you think, boys? He sustained burns to 55% of his body, was in an induced coma for 8 days, spent 74 days in a burns unit, and underwent 10 operations for a sexist joke. He can no longer expose his skin to the sun, so let's pray this guy wasn't a fucking brickie, and he now struggles with temperature regulation as his sweat glands were burnt off. This guy's lost income from not being able to do his job while he's in hospital. Seems like a heavy fucking price to pay for a little bit of misogyny, don't you think? This has completely affected his lifestyle. So when this bitch was sentenced to 7 years jail, the family and the victim were obviously relieved. But what was even more amazing still is that feminists used this case to further bitch and complain about double standards and how women are treated. Unbelievable! Let's point out the fact that the Australian media hardly even covered this story. So little was the outrage and cries of violence towards men at the hands of women due to toxic femininity that it actually highlighted the double standards of giving two fucks about men who suffer from violence at the hands of women. What about that for double standards, feminists? This opinion piece by Eleanor Wickland had me bashing my head against the fucking table. The petrol fire attack highlights a major double standard. Yeah, just not the one you're about to bitch about. After a woman was jailed for setting her friend alight over a sexist remark, a huge double standard has been brought to light. They were using this opportunity, the rare occurrence of a female inflicting violence against a man. It's because no one gives a fuck enough to report it, bitch. If it had been a woman who was set alight, they would have got skywriting planes out to broadcast this shit. The outrage would be massive. Governments would be using this for an opportunity to look good, injecting money into campaigns and ads against violence towards women, adverts on how men need to call each other out and stop being toxic masculine dicklords. The double standard brought to light is to bring awareness to another issue, the way that violence against women is often minimized and justified by society. My God, you are full of shit. It's not excused, it's not minimized. What are you doing? This poor guy got lit on fire, and you're using it to remind everyone how women are victims? How many times have you read a news article or a comment section that tries to excuse male violence? If you flip the script and use these same excuses for a case of woman-inflicted violence, such as this, it can really highlight just how absurd they sound. Bitch, you sound absurd. For example, could you imagine anyone suggesting this man was asking for it by wearing something flammable? Good one. Or asking why he didn't say no more forcefully? You'd never see a headline that questioned whether or not he consented to this or whether he changed his mind halfway through. The point is, if men feel uncomfortable with women jokingly asking things like, was he asking for it? It's because they know deep down how irrelevant they are. It's time that a mirror be held up and the double standard exposed. These lines of questioning need to stop against any victim, regardless of gender. Oh, regardless of gender, my ass. You're talking about women. This is all about the victimhood of being a woman and the oppression of men to the system. Otherwise, you'd be bitching and complaining about the double standard of how no one gives a fuck or really talks about men who suffer at the hands of women. Amazing. Amazing. Give a feminist a misogynistic bone and she's happier than a pig in shit. Well, that's all for today's video. Thanks so much for watching. Remember to check me out on Rumble, BitChute, or X, and I'll catch you in the next video. Tits out, everyone.